But hopefully you get something out of this video that's useful to you. And so if you're like on the fence about pulling the trigger on a 1,200 quid phone, you might not. You might go on holiday instead and make some better memories. I think that's about it. So that's all I'm going to say. So take care now. Bye bye then. To save you a lot of time, cut to the chase, this is the summary. It's probably not worth upgrading. And the main reason for that is because getting things is better than having things. And that is the ultimate, very quick version. You already know about this phone, you know the specs, you know everything about it. You know the screen size, you know the battery life, you know all that. Now I've got 4 main points that I'll go over about my upgrade. But my main focus is just like, it's a lot of money to just pretty much get where you are. And what I mean by it's better to get something than it is to have it, the chase, the dopamine hit of, oh, there's a new thing and I'm gonna get it and it's gonna be so much better, it's gonna change my life. If you've already got iOS 26 with the liquid glass and you've already got a reasonably good iPhone, again, 14, maybe even 13, something like that, you're probably good, you're probably golden. Now, I didn't stick to that. So the way to see that is, I didn't stick to it, so I kind of took the bullet for you. But at the end of the day, you chase that new iPhone and you get it, and it is ultimately exactly the same. A little bit quicker, longer battery life maybe, if you've got an older one from a few years ago. If you've got a 14 or earlier, you're going to be switching to USB-C, which is really nice to have. Just so you've got this one cable, you know, first world problems, you've got one charging cable for everything, pretty much, if you're on USB-C. But other than that, I just think it's a little bit anticlimactic. Now, I'm happy with it, I do like it, and I don't regret the fact that I've switched up to it. So it does all sound very hypocritical, but I think for the most part, just don't do it, okay? That's the summary, that's the quick bit. I don't recommend it. That's out of the way now, so I'll tell you what I actually do like about having the newer one and what I enjoy and what I use it for, etc, etc. Now, I've got a couple of notes, a couple of honourable mentions. Carl's mentioned something, and we've got another user, which is RDS6962, who's got my RDS. He's got quite a lot of questions. Now, a lot of those questions are camera focused, camera specific. I will probably do a separate camera review because there's a lot of his questions about low light. Anyway, let's cut to the chase and stop messing about. So, what are the 4 points that I wrote down? Number 1 for me, coming from the 14 or earlier, USB-C. Brilliant. You've got the same charging socket for everything. That's what I like. Number 2, front camera, center stage, horizontal mode. You can have the camera vertically upright and record, and you don't have to have it sideways, eyes off to the side. I mentioned that in my last video. It's a really nice to have. Like RDS says, there's not a lot of people use the front camera for vlogging and stuff. If you're like a non-YouTuber, you might do the odd family or couple photo or whatever with a couple of you. Hopefully you don't take many pictures of yourself on your own. I always thought that was a bit odd. We all do it, but it is a bit odd, don't you think? Number 3, back camera, higher resolution. It is better. It's not night and day better from the 14 to the 17. It's just a little bit quicker, a little bit higher res, a little bit sharper. If I put the pictures next to each other, even I can't really tell the difference. I'm no expert or snob, but you don't get me wrong, it is better and I do like having it, so that's that. Battery life is much better. Mine is the one with the SIM card slot in it, so if you're in the US or Canada or whatever, you've got the eSIM, you've got an even bigger battery. Now, I'm not just saying that because my 14 is 3 years old. I distinctly remember getting it and the battery being okay, but from getting this one, the battery is a lot better because obviously it's a lot more, it's got the cooling chamber in it, it's a lot more efficient, technology's evolved, the OS is a lot better written, I guess, so it's not as hungry. Honourable mention, if you game on your phone, obviously the vapor chamber is going to be way better for you. You're going to get probably the long battery life and the better graphics processing and the fact that it doesn't get as hot. All that's going to be good. If you game on your phone, if you're serious about gaming, you probably don't. You've probably got a console or a PC, all that kind of thing. It's just something worth mentioning. The main crux of what RDS has asked me about Android and, well, he's asked me about the iPhone 17 Pro. I'll go on to the questions that he's asked, but ultimately I believe if you're already on an Android or a Samsung or a Pixel, you're probably going to want to stay on it because switching operating systems is a little bit frustrating, especially if you're used to a back button and things like that. My 2 points for Android and iPhone is Android is a better out of app experience and iPhone is a better in-app experience. What do I mean by that? Out of the app means the customization, the OS, the notifications, everything on the desktop is just more. You can install launchers, you can make it look like the old Windows phone, you can make it look like an iPhone, you can do anything with it to make it look prettier. I think it handles the notifications better. I just think when you're outside of an app, you've got more interesting stuff to do. But let's face it, you don't really want to just be spending time out of apps. You get the phone to go in the apps to do the things. In the app, like iPhone, iOS, there's only 2 or 3 specific screen sizes where you've got a million screen sizes in Android and foldable, and you've got all the different customization of the sizes and the screens. So when people write apps for iOS, they're a lot more polished, a lot more solid, from Snapchat all the way up to your Snapchat all the way up to your banking apps. I just think that when you're in an application on an iPhone, and I've used Android and I like Android, it's got a lot going for it. The OSs are more similar today than they ever have been, but in an app is more polished on iOS. Fact. In an app on Android is good, it's fine. In app, better experience iPhone. Out of app, better experience Android. That's what I think. Now let's just go on to the comments I got. So from Carl, bought his other half a 17 Pro Max for Christmas because she had his old 12 Pro Max for years. She's underwhelmed by how little has really changed. Yeah, I think that is what I'm going back to the start when I said you're getting another iPhone, and if you've already got the new OS on it, it's not different. I think we've reached peak smartphone. I really do think that the next big thing is not going to be a thinner, faster, lighter, better camera. It's got to be something different. I think we're done now. We're just going to get incremental updates, and they're going to be slightly better for all the reasons I just stated, but they're never going to blow you away. It's nice to have the newest. Obviously, it's nice to have it, but how quickly does the newest become? I mean, I've had this 17 Pro Max now for a couple of weeks, and it's already the baseline. It's just, it works how I expect it to. It's not like, oh my God, it's a 17 Pro. It's just like, it's the same as my other one for the most part. I hope this is making sense, because it did in my head, but it doesn't when I talk about it. But ultimately, like Carl says, or his girlfriend says, it's not that exciting to change now. I remember when we went from like the 2 to the 3 to the 4 to the 5, there was big leaps, screen change, get rid of the home button. All these things were that's quite new and interesting. Now, you still have a floating dynamic island, you still have no home button. My mate's just upgraded from an iPhone 7 to a SE, and his battery lasted him about a minute. So he upgraded, and it's just like, yeah, battery lasts longer now, camera's better. That's all that really changes. So spend your money on experiences and memories. Take your dad out, go on a holiday, do something like that with your old phone, which is going to get you through, no problem. Do you know what I mean? I know what I mean. I'm such a hypocrite because I didn't do this, but I'm feeling all these feelings, and I'm trying to get across to you that you'll feel them too. So just don't bother until your phone is broken or knackered or lost. Then get a new one. And if you're upgrading every year, you notice little incremental updates. If you're upgrading every 5 years, it's like, oh, actually, I can see there's a better screen. I can see there's a better camera. Upgrading all the time consistently, it's just thousands and thousands of pounds for not a great deal of outcome. Right, so RDS's questions. How is the main rear camera in low light conditions? I'll do a separate camera review, but it's really good. One thing I found when I went camping last with Jamie, when I was filming with it outside at night, it was it's quite dark in this room. It was like not quite nighttime, big bright full moon. And when I looked through the phone, it looked like it was daytime. It really amps the light up, so it picks up low light really, really, really well. So if you want a low light camera, iPhone's great. Sort of linked to question 1. How does the camera perform in lower light conditions when taking pictures of moving objects, specifically pets? I've got a cat. I'm going to try to take a picture of him, and it's not perfectly bright conditions, and he moves even a little bit. The hair's come out as blurry and smudgy, using Galaxy S23 by the way. Yeah, I mean, if you're taking a picture in low light, you want to hold the camera steady. You get a little countdown for 2 or 3 seconds, so it's probably not going to do an amazing job of that. Like I say, I'll get some My sister's got cats. I'll go around there at night and take some pictures when they're moving. But going back, way back to what I said before, if you're already on a Galaxy or a Samsung, you're probably going to want to stick to it. I think you'll get frustrated changing to iOS. It's just too, it's like a walled garden. I don't think you'll like it. Have the legibility issues of words on iOS 26 Liquid Glass design been fixed? Yeah, I never really saw it as a problem. So let's just do a quick screen recording. How do I do that? So I'm going to do a quick screen recording. 3, 2, 1. Boom. Right. So if I go into settings, dink, and go down to, is it display and brightness? Yes, liquid glass. So it's slightly see-through or it's solid. I never saw it as an issue or a problem. I don't really think it's worth worrying about. But yeah, it's fine. You can see everything on the screen. Brightness in direct sunlight, fantastic. I think it's a 3000 nits. You can see it. It's totally fine. No issues there. How well do Apple phones interface with PC, Windows, computers when it comes to file sharing, screen mirroring, etc.? I'm a PC guy. I know you're a Mac guy. Well, I have got a PC. This PC's on there, and it's this screen is orange. This is a YouTube video, believe it or not, and it's just to give me a bit of light in this very dark room. But you've got iCloud, and you can connect to a PC. It's fine. It's not as slick as the Apple one, obviously, but it does the job. You can get all your pictures off it as long as you've got an iCloud account, which you need, or an Apple account to sort of deal with everything. You're golden. I don't think it's a problem. The feature which you sampled in the video, shooting horizontal video whilst holding the phone portrait, is also available in the rear cameras. I'm not a big selfie camera guy, as I mentioned before. People typically aren't. No, it doesn't come onto the back cameras, but I don't think it matters because it only really matters when you're taking a picture of yourself, and having it upright this way and taking the picture from the front makes more sense than doing that way, so you're not looking to the side. So the back ones, I don't think they'd even considered that being an issue at all. So I don't think that's no, it's definitely a front camera thing, that. So to summarize again, like I did at the start, I think phones are pretty boring now, in the sense that they don't really change other than getting slightly faster. What used to take 0.3 of a second now probably takes 0.3 of a second, but it's still, as it was, quick enough for it to be fine. Your battery will degrade over years, so when your battery feels like it's dead, then I would just upgrade when you need a new battery. I don't think it's worth doing. This is probably not like any other iPhone review you've seen before, because you don't really see the iPhone in the actual review, other than when I put it at the side. I honestly think I could have kept the 14 Pro Max and been fine for definitely a year, probably even 2 years. So probably just stick with it. You're going to keep doing what I did. You're going to keep looking at all the other iPhone reviews and checking it and comparing it. Do you go for the normal? Do you go for the max? Do you get a 16 instead? Do you bother? You're going to look at all those. I looked at thousands of videos. But what I'm trying to do here is just save you a little bit of disappointment and a little bit of money by just saying, stick with what you've got, unless it's absolutely broken. You know, the sort of reviews I hate as well. They say that, oh, should I get it or shouldn't I get it? And they answer it with a question, say, well, if you want a new phone, you should get it. If you don't want a new phone, you shouldn't get it. Not very useful. My guidance is stick with what you've got and wait for the next big thing to come out. I don't know what that is, whether it's going to be foldable iPhones, but even there, foldables have been done. I just think stick with what you got. Hopefully my next video will be more interesting. It won't be about phones. It'll be about something like camping or cycling or getting outside. Experiences are better than things. Friends, family, doing stuff, going places. Gear's great, and I'm a gearhead. I've got a lot of gear. I'm so, what's the word? Full of shit, I guess. That's a few words. In that I'm saying don't do it, but because I've done it, I know that it's not worth doing. I've looped around, I even wrote notes for this one, which I never do, and I'm still not making that much sense. But hopefully you get something out of this video that's useful to you. And so if you're like on the fence about pulling the trigger on a 1,200 quid phone, you might not. You might go on holiday instead and make some better memories. I think that's about it. So that's all I'm gonna say. So take care now. Bye bye then.